Hey, what's up, YugiTube? It is Alex or ASAPs with another deck profile, although, I mean, technically I've kind of already done this. But here is my Doppel plant variant. I'm just going to get into the deck list, and I'll talk about a couple things that I've changed since the last time. Quick Draw Synchron, 3 Junk Synchron, 1 Unknown Synchron, 3 Doppel Warrior, 1 Level Eater, 2 Tour Guide from the Underworld, 1 Sangan, 1 Debris Dragon, 1 Mystic Tomato, 1 Lone Fire Blossom, 1 Dandelion, 1 Spore, 1 Gores, 1 Light and Darkness, 1 Dark Arm Dragon, 1 Reinforcements to the Army, 3 Tuning, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, 2 Reasoning, a Pot of Avarice, a Monster Reborn, a Dark Hole, a Heavy Storm, a Safe Zone, 2 Dimensional Prison, 2 Bottomless, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Warning. Alright, now if you guys are familiar with the other videos on my channel, I do have another variant of this. This is the deck that I have in real life now. I took out the Deep Sea Divas and the Lost Blue Breaker in exchange for a little bit more search. I felt I didn't have the consistency that I wanted, so I added in a bunch of other stuff to help me, like a Foolish Burial, a 1 for 1, 2 Reasonings. The Reasonings are really good. Because you run such a high amount of spell and traps, and you really don't want most of them. Like, you want them, but you want them after you get your Hyper Librarian play and your other plays. It's actually really good. I really like it in this deck. It helps search for the things that I can summon. Like, the worst thing that it can hit here is like Tour Guide from the Underworld, because I mean, who wants to just special a Tour Guide? But I mean, that combos kinda well with Quick Draw, and I can make a 6-star Synchro. And like, some hands you don't have any monsters. They never guess right for Reasoning though. That's pretty good. By the way, I'm not including the extra deck in this list because really it's quite similar to the other one. The only difference is because I'm running Tour Guides. I added in a Zen mains, and it's like, eh. Yeah, the Foolish Burial and the 1 for 1, I simply need in here for consistency. I want to be able to get this guy one of the 1-star tuners and a Doppel Warrior as quickly as possible on the field. Because, of course, I get a +1, but it also sets me up for synchroing for Stardust, if I have a tuning or one of these. And then I can synchro into Drill Warrior or something like that, and then synchro with the formula for an 8-star. And then, if I have a Monster Reborn, then I can make Shooting Stardust, or I can get back a 24 beater. Next random thing on my mind about this deck, Safe Zone. I want to put 2 in. Guys, comment down below and tell me where I can fit a second one in, because it's really good. If I can protect my Hyper Librarian, I pretty much have a really good setup for securing game. Because as you know, Hyper Librarian tutors the whole deck. Like, the whole thing. Um, because I feel that all of the room would have to come out of the traps. Because either that or Reasoning or maybe Debris Dragon. But, like, I kind of wanted to run 2 Debris Dragon. At the same time, I hate having Debris Dragon in my hand because it takes up so much extra deck space. So much extra deck space. It means I need to run like a 7, or I'm already running a 7-star dragon, a 6-star dragon, and probably another 6-star dragon because of the fact that this deck makes 6 really easily with Debris Dragon. Right now, all I'm running is a Scrap Dragon, a Stardust Dragon, and a Iron Chain, because in real life I don't have one of the Orient Dragons. Also, I moved Junk Synchron up to 2. I felt that tunings were dead sometimes, or sometimes reinforcements of the army, and I felt I could make more synchros out of him if I moved him up to 3 rather than keep him at 2. Although, I do see the inconsistency of having 3. Which is something that I've never liked about running 5 Synchron cards. It means I increased my tuners, but I pulled it out of another tuner, so it didn't really hurt me that much. Tour Guide of the Underworld, I recently got some of these in real life, and, so, of course, she's a slut and goes in everything, so she's in my Sea Lancer build, and she's in this because she's just too good. She searches out Sangan, which makes every deck more consistent, and it's like, who the hell cares if I'm an unbalanced card? Such a slut. But yeah, she's almost a necessity in this deck. Like, you really want to get into your combo pieces as quickly as possible. Unlike other decks, most of the time, I just want to get Sangan. Like, most of the time, it's just for Sangan. Because Sangan searches out pretty much anything but BLS, Gores, and Dark Armed. In fact, it literally does search out any combo piece. So, say for instance, I have like 2 of these guys, 1 of these guys, a tuning, I don't know, a BLS and a Dark Armed, and then I summon Tour Guide. Then I can get Sangan. When Sangan dies, I can go ahead and grab a Doppel Warrior, and then just go nuclear on his face. Yeah, other than that, I don't really think there have been many changes, other than the 1-for-1. The 1-for-1 is probably going to be the last card I talk about. 1-for-1 hits 3 cards in this deck. That's why I put Level Eater in, although I did like Snowman, because I could make Gugnir. But I took Snowman out for Level Eater just because it helps me make my formulas like multiple times a game, and it's a generically good card. It technically lets me make Quasar easier, but again, unless the play is there, which it quite often is not, I feel that it is a waste of extra deck space. Although I might cut either Junk Destroyer or Road Warrior for that. Either way, it's not that huge of an issue to only run 1. It's kind of dead in the hand, but like if you ever get into your quick draw, it's pretty good. Yeah, another 1-for-1 target, Spore, of course. it's normally the one that I Foolish Burial, and it's normally the one that I 1 for 1, just because of the fact that it is at 1. 1 for 1, debatable card in this deck, because, like, the reason that you want to make the really big play with the Junk Synchron and the Doppel and the Spore is really to get the +1 off the Librarian draw, and to start building for your Shooting Stardust and things of that nature. It's lackluster because you're taking a -1 to get a +1. You don't really need it, and that might be where I get my room for safe zone. So yeah, that's the deck. It's Junk Doppel Plants, and that's all I have to say. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you have any suggestions for the deck, please comment below. Thanks a lot to all my subscribers and to anyone watching. I love you guys. Catch you guys later.